Good evening, everyone. How are you today? Happy Friday. I hope you're in good health. It feels good to be doing this with you again. And this evening, oh, it's quite dark. And this evening, we'll be talking about something quite different from what we do. So for those that are just joining us this evening, I welcome you to the Practice with Diction point. This is a session we do every Friday to help you practice your pronunciation skills while improving your communication skills with the diction point. We would usually have a free session with the general public for about an hour, and the next hour we would continue with those in the academy. I believe you've heard about our academy before, the Diction Mastery Academy. It is an academy where we are committed to helping you speak better. It's an academy where when you enroll, you will never regret it, especially when you follow our lead. It is an academy where we focus on results, not just you showing up, but result. So let's kick start. This evening, okay, let me share my screen. Please, can you see me? I'm sharing my video, but I can see something funny on my screen. Please confirm if you can see my face. Please confirm if you can see my face. Please confirm if you can see my face. I can see my face now. I can see my face now. Can you see my face as well? Okay, Phoebe, it feels good to know you're in good health. Okay, Rufy says I can see your screen. Yes, how about my face? I want you to see my screen and my face. Please confirm if you can see both my face and my screen so we can go ahead. Remember, we have 1 hour for the general public and we have the other hour for those in the academy. Okay, thank you. If somebody says I can see your screen but not your face, you can just scroll. I've got other feedback from others saying they can see my face. So welcome again to Practice with the Diction Queen. This is what we do every Friday to help you keep practicing, because we believe that it's not just about learning, it is about practice. Learning plus practice brings about that mastery that you need. So let's get to it. Tonight, we would focus on commonly mispronounced words. So this is an opportunity for you to ask questions around words that you aren't sure if you're pronouncing them well or not. Have you ever been in a situation where you want to say something, or you've even said that thing, but deep down, you're not certain, you're not sure if you had said it well, or if you had pronounced it well, or maybe you used the correct grammar? Has that ever happened to you? Let's talk briefly about it. The truth is, even as a diction queen, I usually experience such. So it means that there is no one who is perfect, especially if you are not the English dictionary, because the English dictionary is very funny. So yesterday, during my private session with one of my clients, we're talking about the word jeans. So we're talking about the word jeans. Let me spell it out while you type in words that you might be mispronouncing this word. So we're talking about nouns that would always be in form of plurals. Now that when you spell them, they must always end with letter S. So we got to the word jeans. Excuse me. So I told her that whenever you're writing the word jeans, whether you're talking about 1 or 10, make sure you have the S. So when you're talking about 1, you want to use a word like pair. So to help your audience to understand that you're just talking about one of it and not 2 or 3 of it. Then she asked the question. I've heard people who always pronounce this word without the S, especially when they're talking about one of it. And then I said, no, that doesn't exist. So I told her that Jean does not exist. Then somehow my head just, something triggered me. And I was like, okay, let's quickly consult the dictionary to find out. And you know what I found out? The word Jean does exist. It's in the dictionary. Until yesterday, I would tell you that the word Jean does not exist because, of course, the right spelling is with the S. So yesterday, after I made that statement, somehow I just thought, let me check the dictionary again. And then I checked and I found out that this word means, excuse me, this one, the one without the S, is a name for a girl, a first child, a first girl. So just like in Igbo, the way they give their first girls names like Ada, in English also, a girl, a first girl is usually named Jean without the S. And it can also be spelled Jene according to the dictionary. So what am I trying to say? Until now, I never knew this word exists. I always know that for you to write this word correctly, the S must be there. So have you ever been in situations where you have said something, maybe after that conversation, you just realize, am I actually sure? Or maybe during your conversation, you're not sure how to use a word. One thing I would always recommend is to use the dictionary. After tonight, I'm going to send an article to the academy, the academy group, where I will talk extensively about how to use the dictionary, not just for pronunciation purposes, but grammar purposes, clarity, context, and other things that you need to consider. So let's go back to what we're learning tonight. Are there words that you might have been mispronouncing that you're not sure of and you'd like to confirm tonight? Please send them to the chat, whether you're on, excuse me, let's check if it's okay. Whether you're on YouTube or you are on Zoom. So while you're doing that, I also have some list of words that I want us to explore together. So I have some list of words that I also want us to explore together. So the first word is the word fatal. Some people are guilty of pronouncing this word as fatal. There was a fatal accident. Now, and then the usage of this word, a lot of times I see people use this word to mean serious accident. Now, please, if there is an accident, may we not witness any of such. And there are survivors, that means nobody died. Then that is not a fatal accident. According to the dictionary, a fatal situation leads to death. So if there is an accident and no matter how serious it is, but it didn't lead to death, we should say ghastly, not fatal now. We should use this word instead. But when it leads to death, that is when you should use the word fatal. Fatal, not fatal. So according to this word, the first letter A here is not sounding ah, so it's not fa. And also the second letter A is not sounding ah also, it's not fatal. The first letter A is making this sound. A. A. So this is the first sound I would like us to expatiate more tonight. So I didn't say expatiate. Take up that word again. Expatiate. Expatiate. A, the A sound again. Expatiate, not expatiate. You'd even realize that when you spell the word expatiate, There is no N in the spelling. If you spell the word expatiate, there is no N after the PA. So there is no N sound. Expatiate and not expatiate. Excuse me, let me work on my lightning direction so you can see me clearly. Okay, I think it's better. So it is expatiate, fatal, not, excuse me, not fatal. I also have the word, let me spell the word expatiate. Another word that I have around the A sound is the word antenatal, not antenatal. So a lot of times we say antenatal. I have an antenatal appointment. I need to attend antenatal meeting. It's not antenatal. So the letter A here, antenae, expay, pay. So the letter A's that are underlined in those words makes the A sound. Now remember I said the A is a diphthong sound. To pronounce words correctly in English, you can never avoid learning the sounds. In fact, you should never speak and not be conscious of your sounds. Pay more attention to sounds than you even do to your voice. It is when you have mastered the sound enough that it then starts to tell on your voice, then people would love how your voice sounds. Pay more attention to the sound. Now let's go to the second A now. The second A here, the second A in these words make the schwa sound. This is the schwa sound. For those that didn't attend the class on schwa, if you're in the academy, there are about 3 videos that talks about the schwa. I like to say that the schwa is the most significant sound in English. That is the most important sound in English. If you have mastered PCN, excuse me, let me quickly plug in the solar. If you have mastered all the sounds in English and you've not mastered the schwa sound, then I would say you are just starting. You have not begun. You are just starting. So the schwa sound is an important sound. And how do you articulate the schwa sound? Your mouth positioning is very important in the articulation of the schwa sound. You want to make sure that you aren't opening your mouth. Unlike the A sound, sorry to come up soon. I want you to see my face. Unlike the A sound, for the A sound, your lips move from the E to A sound. A. 2 sound. Okay. So we're ready. Now look at the A sound. You realize it has 2 symbols. It has the E and the A sound. So your lips should move from the E to the A sound together like this. A, A, A. Now for the schwa sound, it is just one sound. It's not a combination of 2 sounds. Aside that, it is a weak sound. So when we say a sound is weak in English, it means that it's a closed sound. So to articulate that sound, your lips should be closed this way. Uh, 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 uh. If you look at the space between my lips, it's not wide at all. Uh, uh, uh. Expatiate, sheet, not she ate. Be careful. Sorry about the lightning. Okay. Expatiate, she ate, not she ate. Fatal, not tal. Antenatal, not antenatal. So let's go to other set of words. So here we have established how to articulate the A sound and how to articulate the O sound. Now, these set of words should already give you that idea that in English, a letter does not make the same sound every time. So imagine in the first word, expatiate, the letter A is sounding A. In the same word, the same letter A makes another sound. So in English language, it doesn't mean that every time you see letter A, it will sound A, or it will sound, or it will make the schwa sound. No, it differs. So how do you know when letter A should make a particular sound? There is no rule or pointers to guide us through that. The best way is also to focus on the dictionary. So when you go to the dictionary, for those that are just joining again, when you go to the dictionary, this is an example of a dictionary, the Oxford Learner's Dictionary. It's still loading. It's loading. Once you have the word, after the dictionary provides you the speech, the part of speech of the word, and then the type of word, the English level of word, then the next thing is the dictionary tells you how the word is pronounced by transcribing the word. So here we have for a fatal. Now the Oxford Dictionary decided to skip the schwa sound because most times when you have the schwa sound in between two consonants that can act as syllabic consonants, you can decide to ignore it or articulate it. Fatal. So this is the best way to find out how a word is pronounced. But you might say, Diction Queen, I don't have the time to always check the dictionary every now and then. Another thing that you want to do to help you expand your vocabulary when it comes to pronunciation is to enroll in the academy. That gives you opportunity to go through a lot of words. And of course, you can also come up with words that you are not sure of anytime and expect that we help you pronounce it correctly. So let's take a few other words that you might be mispronouncing. Remember, if there are any words you're unsure, please send them to the chat. We'll pronounce it together. So I'll take 3 more words and then we take few people to practice with me. If you're in the academy, please do not show up to practice now. We'll do that in the second what's it called now? The second hour. Let's allow the general public, those that are not in the academy, to practice. Remember, after once it's 9, we move, they leave the session, and then we go fully into practicing and exploring. That I'd like to take a word, breakfast. Now look at this word. This word is a combination of break and fast. Break and fast. Naturally, if you have these words in isolation, break, you would have the A sound in break. And you would have a long sound, a long vowel sound in fast. That was fast, not that was fast. That TH, your tongue should be outside. That was fast. You making sure that the vowel in fast is long adds beauty to whatever you're saying. She's quite a fast writer, not she's quite a fast writer. So the word fast has a long vowel. It has this vowel, this symbol. Let's write it out. This is the R sound. Again, letter A in this word, fast. Now the first word, break. The E and A here also has the A sound. Break. A. Now, when these two words come together, when it becomes a compound word, when you add break and fast, both come together and become one. The vowels there are affected. So let's take break first. The diphthong A in that word reduces to a S sound. It becomes break. Instead of break, we would say break. And now, the EA in that word will sound like the E in egg, break, and not break again. Breakfast. And then the second A will become a schwa. So it's going to change from a long sound to a schwa sound. So it is wrong for you to say, have you had breakfast? It should be, have you had breakfast? Breakfast. Watch my mouth. As an egg. Break, not break again now. But remember, if break is standing alone, please say break. I will break your head. Correct. Break remains break. That is the right pronunciation. Break. But when it's in a compound word, like the word breakfast, the A there changes to an sound as an egg. Breakfast. And the long vowel R in fast also changes to a schwa. We had talked about the schwa sound earlier. It is that weak sound that you do not open your mouth to pronounce. So watch my mouth as I pronounce the word again. Breakfast, breakfast, breakfast. It's time for breakfast, not it's time for breakfast. Breakfast. Let's take another word. The word cleanliness. Cleanliness. A lot of people pronounce this word as cleanliness. Cleanliness. You hear that cleanliness is next to godliness. We hear that every time. Now, again, this word is a combination of words, right? Clean is the root word. So when you have the word clean, clean remains clean. You need to clean your room. Clean has a long vowel. So I should not say you need to clean your room. You need to clean your room. It has a long vowel, just like we saw in fast. You need to clean your room. Making sure that you pronounce clean long and room long makes your sentence come out better. So it is important to pay attention to vowel length. You need to clean your room. It's better than you need to clean your room. Vowel length makes your sentence better. Now let's go back to the word cleanliness. So the word cleanliness, because we had added suffix liness to it, what happens is the EA here, remember, the E and A here sounds E, clean. But once you add liness to it, the EA here changes to a S sound as in egg, just like we had in breakfast. The EA changes to clean, not clean again. Cleanliness. Cleanly. The letter I here sounds eh. Cleanliness. The letter E here makes the schwa sound again. Cleanliness. So cleanliness is next to godliness, not cleanliness is next to godliness. And the last word, then I'll take a few people to practice with me, because once it's 9 p.m., I need to pay more attention to those in the academy. So if you'd like to enjoy such privileges, all you have to do is enroll in the academy. You can enroll right now so that you can join us to keep learning tonight until 10 p.m. And of course, those in the academy, again, we'll also meet tomorrow. What's wrong with this thing? We'll also meet tomorrow at same time, 8 p.m. until 10 p.m., where we'll practice together. On Saturday, they do not just practice with me, they also practice amongst themselves. On Saturdays, we divide the Zoom session into a breakout room where everyone on the Zoom session meets with smaller group of people to practice along. Sorry, I think the plug-in for my lightning, something is wrong with it tonight. It keeps going off, on and off. Okay, so the last word that I'd like to take before we start to practice these next set of words is the word necessary. A lot of people pronounce the word as necessary. You hear them say necessary, secretary, etc. No. Probably no. Necessary. Necessary. So let's explain this word. The first E sounds eh. Of course, a lot of people pronounce it that way. Ne. Ne. The second E makes the schwa sound. Ness. Ness. The letter A makes the S sound. Necessary. 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 So it is a necessary development. I apologize for any trouble. So it's a necessary, it's not sri, it's suri. Necessary. Okay, so let's go through the words again. Wherever you are, pay more attention to my mouth. Try to imitate me and pronounce along. If you'd like to practice with me, use the raise hand button to raise your hand. We have about 26 minutes left to practice. So let's practice these 6 words before we take more words. Use the raise hand button on your screen to raise your hand and I'll call you. So the first word, expatiate. Remember the EX pronunciations. For those in the 6 weeks, they would understand what I'm talking about. EX pronunciation. We don't pronounce all the words with EX as X. For example, this word is expatiate. The second word, fatal. Please expatiate. Expatiate the theory. Fatal. She witnessed a fatal accident. Accident, not accident. Journal meeting. Breakfast. Have you had breakfast? Cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Necessary. It is necessary. It is necessary to learn. So I'll start to call those that have raised their hands accordingly. First, I have Princess. Princess, please unmute yourself and pronounce these words. I'd like you to go a bit faster. So please pronounce the words.
The first word
Princess,
is... Yes, okay. I can hear you. Good evening, ma'am.
Excuse me. Good evening, ma'am.
Expatiate.
Okay.
The next one is fatal.
Next.
Yes,
next. The next one.
The next one is fatal.
Correct.
Next one is antenatal.
Yes, antenatal. The next word?
Break. Break is break.
Okay, I want you to focus on the compound words. This one.
We have breakfast. Breakfast.
Yes, breakfast.
Yes.
And this is?
Cleanliness. Cleanliness. The letter I sounds A. So it's cleanliness.
Yes, cleanliness. And the last word is?
Necessary.
Necessary, yes. Please make a sentence with one of these words, just one of them. Pick any one and make a sentence with it.
It is necessary to speak with the right diction.
Yes, it is necessary to speak with right diction. Okay, thank you, Princess. I'm
welcome,
impressed. Yes, Jennifer, please unmute. Good evening, Jennifer. Please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce the words and make a sentence with one of them.
Okay. Fatal.
Again,
Fatal.
fatal.
Fatal. Fatal.
Okay, the next word.
Antenatal.
Again, antenatal. Pay attention to the A after the T. Tal, not tal. Tal,
Antenatal.
fatal. Antenate,
Antenatal.
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 Okay.
Breakfast.
Break, eh,
Break.
breakfast.
Breakfast. Breakfast.
Yes, please. Yes, please. The
Cleanliness.
next word,
Cleanliness.
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 Okay, and the last
Cleanliness.
word,
Necessary.
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 Again,
Necessary.
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 Necessary. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You need to keep practicing, Jennifer. And one of the things that would help you to learn better is to listen better. The first thing that you need to help you speak well is to be a good listener. You need to listen to the sounds. You need to be able to distinguish the sounds. One of the things that can also help you to realize the difference between these sounds is like paying attention to my speech organs, so how I pronounce the words, what my mouth is doing. So the way you position your mouth determines how the sound will come out. So if you get the right positioning, then the sound will come out correctly. So you need to be a good listener so that you can hear the difference between necessary and necessary. You can hear the difference between breakfast and breakfast. You can hear the difference between fatal and fatal. The second skill that you need is being intentional. You need to be intentional. It is normal that you will pronounce the word the way you've been pronouncing it before. So if I've just learned tonight that it's fatal, the first 5 minutes, my brain will keep going back to fatal or the way, whichever way I am used to pronouncing it, right? So that's why you need to be intentional so that you can stay conscious to intentionally pronouncing it correctly. So these are two necessary skills that would help you speak better. And of course, you need to be in the Diction Mastery Academy. I cannot overemphasize the academy. I cannot overemphasize the academy. Okay. I have Mariam. Mariam, please unmute. So after Mariam, we'll take another set of words, and then we take another set of people to practice. If you're in the academy, remember we'll meet by 9 p.m. So do not be in a hurry to raise your hand. Let's allow the general public practice. It's a privilege that we are having 5 days. Good evening, Mariam. Please pronounce the words. You're welcome.
Expatiate.
Correct.
Fatal.
Correct.
Antenatal.
Antenatal instead of anti. Antenatal.
Antenatal.
Correct.
Breakfast.
Correct.
Necessary.
Yes, necessary. Well done, Mariam. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can. Cleanliness.
Please make a sentence with one of the words.
Breakfast. Have you had breakfast today?
Have you had breakfast today? That is correct. Yes, I have had breakfast today. Thank you for asking. Okay, somebody is asking that we record. We're recording already, but the recording would only be available for those in the academy. That's another reason why you should consider joining the academy so that you can always go through these lessons again. Okay, so let's take another set of words, and then we get another set of people to practice with me before we end the session and go into focusing on those in the academy. So another set of words that I'd like to go with is the word calendar, not calendar. A lot of us pronounce the word as calendar. The word is rightly pronounced calendar. Do you have a calendar? Not do you have a calendar? Also, when you're asking a question, and the answer that you expect from such question is yes or no. You are expected to use a rising tone. Do you have a calendar? Not do you have a calendar? When you say do you have a calendar, you're speaking with flat tone. In English, we do not speak with flat tone. Your tone is not expected to be flat. You're expected to use what we call rhythm, just like you're singing. When you're singing and your voice is just flat, you will not enjoy the song. Your listeners will not enjoy it. The beauty of the song will be missing. Same with speaking in English. But I like to tell people that you do not have to just create that rhythm before you focus on the sounds. First, focus on the sounds. And funnily, when you focus on the sounds, it helps you create that rhythm effortlessly. When you focus on the sound, the rhythm comes out effortlessly, especially when you focus on the length of the vowels. So when you have a diphthong, like the A sound, and you use it appropriately, like the lady who spoke earlier, I think it was Mariam, when she asked the question, have you had breakfast today? The way she ended that sentence, today, at the end of today, there is the A sound, a diphthong sound. If she had said, have you had breakfast today? Have you had breakfast today? If she had mispronounced just that word today instead of today, and she had said today, have you had breakfast today? The sentence will not come out well. But because she paid attention to the length of the last vowel in that sentence, have you had breakfast today? It comes out better, and that rhythm is beautiful to the hearing. So same with every other sentences or words. So when you're asking a question and you want to get the right rhythm, another thing you want to pay attention to is intonation. And according to intonation, when you're asking a question, that is a yes or no question. A yes or no question is a question that when you ask, the person you're asking will say, yes, I have had breakfast today, or no, I don't have a calendar. These two examples are examples of yes or no questions. So when you have any of these two words, you are expected to use a rising tone. Now, the next word I have is the word forehead. A lot of us, we pronounce this word as forehead. My forehead is paining me. I hope you know that that is in nursery 2 pupil English. When you say, my hand is paining me, my head is paining me, please stop using the word paining me. I can't even call it an A1 English. I can call it a beginner's English. Some nursery 2 pupils speak English better. That's the truth. So don't say my leg is paining me. My leg pains, my leg hurts. Those are alternative ways to let us know that you have pains on your leg. Excuse me. So back to forehead. This is not your forehead, like we say. It is forehead. Forehead. The H sound is not heard. The E and A in that word, the E and A here does not sound A as an egg. The E and A here sounds A as in inside, A. So it's forehead. you're pronouncing it like this, something like this. Forehead, something like this. It's coming out like this. Forehead, forehead. Instead of forehead, it's forehead. My forehead hurts. Hurts also has a long vowel. So when you take your time to say my forehead hurts, it's different from my forehead hurts. I believe you can hear the difference. So that's why I love to say every time that speaking right is not about changing your voice. It's not about sounding fake. It's not about doing the my forehead hurt. It's not about that. Be yourself, just like the diction queen. I love to be myself. I don't like the additional effigy and all. I'm comfortable the way I am, right? But of course, we all have a personality. You do not have to be like me. But the truth is, the objective of elocution is another name for diction, is not the effigy or the head rolling and all. It is more about clarity and correctness. Forward. So let's take more words so we can practice. We have about 11 minutes to go. And then I'll take one more word. I have lots of list of words, yes. I'm kind of trying to choose the one I want to go with. Okay. Let me go with the word capable. A lot of people say capable. She is capable. No, please say she is capable. Capable, not capable. Capable. So I have calendar, forward, capable. So if you'd like to practice with me, raise your hand. Remember, if you're in the academy, you would have time to practice all of these words again. I have a lot of words for us to practice in the academy tonight. So I enjoyed while others practice. Remember, it's an honor to have them join us. And if you're here, you're not in the academy, I would say you're missing out. You are self-sabotaging yourself. It's like you shooting yourself in the leg. The academy is just 20,999 naira in Nigeria, and it is 270 Ghana cedis if you're in Ghana. If you calculate that for 6 weeks, that's about 36 days. You're paying less than 200 naira every day. You can do your calculation if I'm correct. And the value you will get from speaking well can never, ever, ever be valued to that money. That's the truth. I get feedback from those in the academy every day. Every day. I've always prayed to be a blessing to people, and the academy is one way that I've blessed people. The same thing they're learning in the academy is worth over 600,000 on our personalized classes. So if you're here and you haven't joined the Diction Master Academy, it means that you're not committed to speaking better. And I can tell you categorically that you are missing out. You're not just missing out, you're losing a lot. Respect, money, perception, opportunities, name it. Okay, Adeshina Bukola, please unmute. And please practice the words with me. Good evening, Bukola. Namesake, how are you today?
Good evening. I'm fine. Are you, ma'am?
I'm good too. Please pronounce the words and make a sentence with one of them.
Calendar.
Yes, calendar.
Porridge.
Calendar. Yes, correct.
Porridge.
Yes,
Capable.
forward. Capable. Please make a sentence with one of them.
Can I have your calendar?
Can I have the calendar? Yes, you can. But that question will be more appropriate if you use the word may. Let's really talk about the difference between can and may. The question is not entirely wrong, right? So when we use can for ability. When you use may for request. So it depends on what you're trying to say. So if I say, can I have the calendar? It means that do I have the ability to get the calendar from you? Can I get the calendar and run away? Can I steal the calendar without you giving me that permission? Can I just collect it and not even care how you feel? Do I have that strength? Do I feel it's right? It talks about your ability. So many times when you use can, you are the one to answer such question, not the person you're asking. But if you're making a request, if you're trying to persuade the person with the calendar or the owner of the calendar, the most appropriate word would be may. May I have the calendar? May I have the calendar? May I have the calendar, please? May makes it look more like a request. And it's not just a request, but a polite request. So even in formal settings, may is most recommended. Okay, thank you, additional. You're welcome, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am. Popola, good evening. Please unmute. Popola, good evening. Can you unmute? Good evening, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. Please take the greeting again. Okay, good evening. Please pronounce the words and make a sentence with one of them.
Okay, the first one, calendar.
The first one, first. First also has a long sound. The first one.
First one, calendar.
Correct.
Foreign.
Correct.
Capable.
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 Okay, capable. Correct. Please make a sentence with one of these words.
When you touch your forehead.
Again.
When you touch your forehead.
Can you touch your forehead? Yes, I can touch my forehead. Touch is different from touch. When you say, can you touch, you're talking about this word, touch. Touch is T-O-R-C-H, touch. Can you touch your forehead? That doesn't make sense if you're talking to an elite person. But of course, in a Nigerian setting, you might understand, touch. But the right word should be touch. Tap. Ah, watch my mouth. Tap, touch. It has a short sound. Touch. Don't make it long. Can you touch your forehead? Can you touch your forehead? So now this question is correct because you're not making a request. You're trying to ask, can you touch your forehead? I remember when I was in secondary school, my first year in secondary school, my teachers would call me to the staff room and ask me, can you touch your other ear? I was really petite, really petite. So I attended a model school, a government school. So the teachers would call me, how old are you? Are you sure? You sure you're 8 years old? Okay, let's see if you can touch your ear. And of course, I couldn't touch it at that point. So they were not making a request. It wasn't a request. They're trying to see my ability. Is my arm, is it as long? Right? So the right thing is touch. Can you touch your forehead? And then you're asking a yes or no question. So the person will say, yes, I can, or no, I cannot. So at the end, you're supposed to use, a riser tone. Can you touch your forehead? Not can you touch your forehead? That is a flat tone. So please ask the question again. We have less than 3 minutes to go.
Touch your forehead.
That is better. Thank you. That is better, Shakira. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. So, lower hands. So again, let me ask you something. Would you agree with me that it's been a time well spent, even though it's short? I know a lot of people would want me to call them, but I cannot call you. Why? Because this is like a free session. This is us giving back to you. In the 6 weeks, in the Diction Mastery Academy, we do not leave anyone behind. Everyone who raised their hands must be called. Once you raise your hand properly, we will ensure that you're called, would ensure that you pronounce your words. And it's not just about pronouncing your words. It's about getting the correction, getting that correction. I would not leave you. I would not just say, oh, you pronounce it well. That's good. No, I have to make sure you repeat it and be sure that yes. And sometimes I would even recommend that you do this, that to help you speak better. So the Diction Master Academy is not just another, it's not another diction class where we put everybody on WhatsApp, you learn the same thing, and after some days you're done. No, of course we use the same curriculum for everyone, but during the practice session, it gives us the opportunity to know where you are struggling with, what you are struggling with, and that gives us the opportunity to help you to learn that, to help you overcome that, to help you learn strategies so that when you're alone, you can be able to pronounce it correctly. And that's why I am inviting you again. If you're here tonight and you're not in the Diction Master Academy, I'm inviting you again to join the Diction Master Academy, because the Diction Master Academy is a place where your transformation is a forte. Your transformation is why we are there. So again, if you'd like to join the Diction Master Academy tonight, you would have access to this class completely. I'm going to end this session in a few minutes, and once I end it, those in the academy will join this session again with another link where we keep learning to ensure everyone who had joined in the academy tonight have the opportunity to practice. And not just practice, I also have opportunity to answer their questions. I have opportunities to answer their complaints and recommend materials or things that they can start to do. Then we also have what we call the breakout room. The breakout room is a smaller group where everyone on Zoom is grouped or added to a smaller group where they can practice with others to ensure that their words are being heard whenever they open their mouth. And honestly, the secret that I have discovered over the years is that it's not just about learning diction. A lot of us, you can just go on YouTube and learn. And do you even know that YouTube videos, they would only tell you how it is. They would only show you what to do, but they won't tell you how to do it. That's what a lot of people don't know about YouTube videos. You go on YouTube, I watch YouTube videos too. I watch them, not just on diction, on different areas, motivational speakers and all, how to make money and all. When you watch it, they would not leave out their secret. That is why you need a coach. That is why you need to be in a coaching program. Not everybody can afford private coaching programs, but group coaching programs like this that also gives that personalized attention is what you need. Because in the academy, it's not just about practice, it's not just about learning, it's about practicing. And it's not about practicing hard. It is about practicing smarter and consistently. So again, if you'd like to join for just 20,999 naira, you get access to our daily structured learning, where you learn Mondays to Fridays at your convenient time, anytime that works for you. You log in on your phone. You don't need any additional apps or anything. All you need is your phone. Log in and learn anytime that works for you. And of course, we have extended practice in our membership only session. For example, once I end this session, we'll have another session called the membership only session, only for those in the academy, where we practice and ensure no one is left out. And of course, you also have access to a Saturday question and answer troubleshooting session. Every Saturday, we come up here also on Zoom, where we allow those in the academy to ask questions. We review their questions. And of course, they join the breakout room. The breakout room is something they do not joke with. You see them saying my breakout room was interesting, this was that. The breakout room is always on fire on Saturday. You do not want to miss it. It's an opportunity to learn from others, not just from the diction queen. And of course, Mondays to Fridays as well, we have another diction instructor that attends to your assignment. This is for you to also learn from others so that you can have different perception of a particular message or a particular lesson or a specific sound. And of course, you have lifetime access to the academy. It means that even after 6 weeks, you still get access to the academy. So if you're in Nigeria and you'd like to join us right now, this is the account details to pay. And of course, if you join tonight, I have bonuses for you. If you join right now, I have a special bonus for you. I have an audio book that contains 100 commonly mispronounced words that I would send to you specifically. That is for those who join tonight. And you still get to pay 20,999 naira. And like I say, Should you join the academy and you do not get results, I am willing to refund your money. If you put in everything I ask you to do and you do not get results, I'm willing to send back your money. If you are in Ghana, the fee is 270 Ghana cedis. Unfortunately, I don't have the account details right here. The account details to send to will be sent to your group, or you can just send a message to any of the admins from the group where you got this message. So we have a Momo line, and we also have a Vodafone line where you can make your payment into. And it's just 270 Ghana cedis. And tonight, you get access to the audiobook that contains 100 commonly mispronounced words, where I expatiate words just like we talked about it tonight. I let you know what you're doing wrongly and what you need to start to do. You can download it on your. So sorry, I won't be able to attend to your questions. For those of you that ask questions in the academy, you can always ask again. Somebody said you have not allowed me to practice. Please join the academy so we can have enough time for you to practice. Right now, we cannot do that. Somebody says, great time. Thank you for your commitment. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of thank you. Thank you. I'm so impressed. Thank you. So do not just say thank you. It's for you to come and learn. Somebody said, oh, this message is not going up. I want to read this message. Even the e-learning platform, I don't know what I'm right or wrong. So I'm not getting value for my money. It's because you're not following instructions. So if we have over 1,700 participants on the academy and you're the only one complaining, I think it's because you're not doing something right. So please ask appropriate questions in the group. We have support system. There are about 4 admins in the group to help you. Please ask questions. If you're having challenges with the e-learning platform, please ask. What's the code now? The instruction, there are just 3 steps to getting access to the e-learning platform. And that is the same step we have been using from day one. Over 1,700 people have gone through the steps. So if you're having challenges with that, please ask for help in the group. Okay? Okay. I need to go now. Somebody said I'm saving up for the academy already. May the Almighty provide that for you. Somebody said the network is always poor. That depends on your area. We know that Nigeria, one of the challenges of Nigeria is network. But if your network keeps being poor consistently, you might need to change your network connection. So it means that maybe the network connection you're using in your area doesn't suit. Ask people where you live so that they can what's the word now? They can recommend a better network. This is not something we can go help you with, right? Okay, thank you, everyone. If you're in the academy, please go to the support group to get the link to join the Zoom meeting again, while we expatiate other words. While we explore, I wanted to use the word explore. While we explore other words, if you'd like to join us tonight, the offer is still available. The account details is right on the screen. If you're in Nigeria, all you need is 20,999 Naira. If you're in Ghana, all you need is 270 Ghana cedis. Please ask for the account number in the group. You will get it immediately. Please make a payment right away so that you can join us as we move, because we will begin immediately. And of course, if you enroll tonight, you get access to a bonus that is quite new. It contains other commonly mispronounced words, just like the words we have gone through. Not these words, other words. The way I had explained them, I'll tell you what you're doing wrongly, what you're doing rightly, and what you need to start to do. And of course, you can download it on your phone. You can share with your learners, your children. You can listen to it anywhere that is convenient. Okay, everyone, I appreciate you for showing up. See you again on Friday. In case you're not joining the academy tonight, we'll meet again on Friday. But of course, that doesn't guarantee that you will practice. Of course, you will learn, but you might not practice. And learning without practice when it comes to communication is like you going into the bathroom. You want to take your bath. You went into the bathroom, but there is no water. Will you get results? Of course not. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. If you're in the academy, please find the link to join the new session in the 6 weeks group. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.